Welcome back to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Nancy.
And we have a very special guest who's Skyping in to join with us. Her name is Sunday Stillwell. She is that awesome autism mom blogger that we were talking about. Last week, I don't know about you, Nancy, I was having a rough week. There was some stuff that come out in the news
for me.
That was just kicking my can about autism, making me really frustrated and unhappy. It was Friday afternoon, and somebody sent me a link and said, have you seen this? This is going to make your day.
And you sent it to me.
I sent it to you. I laughed.
You said, have you seen this? And I said, no, but when I got it, I thought this is the most hilarious thing. I immediately sent it to other friends, and I put it on my blog, and then I sent it out again, of course, giving credit to our guest here. So without further ado, let's introduce her.
Yes. Sunday, are you with us? There she is. How
she's
pretty.
Cute, too.
I don't have sound on her,
though. I can't hear you.
So we'll work on that. But let me just say, if you're wondering what it is that we're talking about, you may have seen on the web that there was a Ryan Gosling Hey Girl series. And there were the very smoldering pictures of Ryan Gosling. People were doing Hey Girl.
He's so gorgeous.
And he was saying different things. And Sunday, what you did was took these pictures and changed them to Hey Girl for special needs moms. They're hilarious. Have we got sound on her yet, Emily? Nancy and I cannot hear. Oh, there we go. Now I
can you hear her?
Sunday, can you say something?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now
great. We have awesome. Yes, we have sound.
Okay, so welcome to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us, Sunday. Now, we cannot show these pictures, but what we're going to encourage everybody to do that's listening is to go on Sunday's blog, www.extremeparenthood.com. So go ahead and call that up at home.
And but we're going to read some of them from time to time.
We're going to read a few of them, and just the verbals, you know, when you get the print on these, and you can imagine a gorgeous Ryan Gosling. I mean, the guy doesn't even have to open his mouth, but the things he's saying are what every autism mom dreams of having a mate say. I showed him to my husband, and my husband was like, are you trying to tell me something? I'm like, honey, nobody could be this perfect. But
right.
You want to read a couple of them?
Well, the first one that I loved with the smoldering eyes, hey girl, know what you need? A nice long bath and a massage.
Yeah.
Could we please hear that? My favorite one, though, I got to scroll down to it. This is my favorite one. Hey, girl, I see you over there questioning the waiter on the restaurant's GFCF dinner choices for the kids. And I just want to say I have never wanted you more than I do at this very moment. The way you advocate for our kids makes me hot. Sunday, this made my whole weekend last weekend. It pulled me right out of the dumps. So we got to hear about you.
Yeah, let's hear about you. How did you come up with this blog and when?
I started blogging around Christmas time of 2008, and really started it just because I was telling friends the funny stories of the things my kids do. And they said, this is hilarious. You really should, actually, their exact words were, you need to write a book. And, every blogger's aspirations,
Yes.
we all want a book. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just start with the blogging first, a little, stepping stone. And so that's when I started.
Okay, great. And tell us about your children.
Sam is 9.
Okay.
And Noah is 7.
Yes.
And they're both on the more severe end of the spectrum.
Okay.
And we also have a lovely Labradoodle named Ernie.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So you...
My third child.
All right. So Sunday, it sounds like what you are attempting to do here with your blog, and I read some of your other entries, you are attempting to find humor in the midst of challenge, shall we say.
Because if we don't laugh, we will cry.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you learned this sense of humor from your father?
Actually, from both my mother and father, but my dad definitely, because he's a practical joker.
Okay.
And growing up, you just never knew what to expect. One time he hid in my sister's closet wearing a Wolfman costume.
Okay.
And she was a teenager, and I can still hear the screams. I still remember the screams from the other room.
Wow. Well, I certainly appreciate your sense of humor. There are more.
Let's read a couple of these. Let's look at this one up with the bloody shirt.
Yes, I got. Oh, I'm in the wrong
Can you
mouse
move that
here.
one down?
I can.
Because this one's hilarious.
It
Okay.
is hilarious.
Hey,
Go
girl,
for it.
this is Ryan Gosling, and he's covered with blood. He's obviously just had an action scene. Hey, girl, I took care of that IEP meeting this morning. They won't be putting hot sauce or on crayons again for a very long time.
And again, very funny. We're not advocating, bloodbaths at IEPs, but a very humorous look at IEPs.
Let's get to a couple more. You want to go? Which way do you want to scroll? We did that one.
Oh, I love,
what about
love this one. Hey girl, all I want to do is make eye contact with you all
night long.
Absolutely love it.
And how about that oral mode?
Oh yes, the Pico one.
Oh, he's biting his shirt in this picture. Okay.
So he's biting the shirt. The stomach is exposed. Hey girl, Pika is no joke. I'm going to call the OT and see about getting Johnny a chewy tube for his SPD. Plus, it will help his oral motor strength bonus. It's just inside jokes, really hilarious. I need to know, but this isn't the only way that you have brought your sense of humor into the blog. You have another entry about when poop is a label. So clearly you have a sense of humor about all this. Did you ever do stand-up Sunday?
It's funny. I never have, but I have had a lot of people tell me that I should.
You should.
Yeah, I think you should.
I really appreciate it, and I was going through some of your blogs last night and looking at them, and I just really enjoyed the sense of humor. And, I read them, and I thought, oh, this is somebody I'd love to be really good friends with, which is the best compliment you can give a blogger.
You help us lighten up. Tell us about the poop, the funny stuff with the poop, because you have some real serious issues there.
Yeah.
Yeah. My younger son has a condition called endocrisis.
Okay.
Which is very common in children on the spectrum. It's usually a behavioral issue where they withhold pooping.
Right.
And he's really struggled with that since he was 2 years old. And basically the boy will not go unless he takes a really large dose of Miralax on a daily basis.
Okay.
And even then, he still tries to hold it in. He still tries not to go. And he's still in diapers, as are, many parents, the potty training talk. It's like, I just last month got my 9-year-old out of diapers.
Congrats.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
Life-changing. Life-changing.
Yes, it is.
It
Okay.
really is.
So with this condition, you have, let's face it, you're knee-deep in...
Yeah.
Yeah. And
In the poop.
I'm
Yeah.
totally immune now to the smell, to looking at it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. So you
But,
decided to write about this.
Because it's funny, I have other special needs blogging friends who also have a label poop, because the fact is it's such an issue with our kids.
It's a part of our lives. It comes up in discussions. And so there's a wonderful list of things. It's almost like the Jeff Foxworthy, you might be a redneck if.
Yeah.
Her whole thing is if poop is a label on your blog, you might be a special needs parent. It's pretty funny. I want to get back to some of these Ryan Gosling
there's
things.
so many. And how many of you receive from other people now?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
I actually had one friend this morning. She has a daughter who's differently limbed. She basically is missing the second part of her arm. And she was born that way. And so her mom did one for differently limbed children, or for differently, parents, mothers of differently limbed children. And it was hilarious. And I saved it on, actually shared it on my Facebook page, for everyone. But I've had people just making them on Pinterest themselves. And or emailing them to me, or making them and just putting them on their Facebook page and tagging me.
Okay.
And
What's the best way for people to send them to you?
If they want to make one.
Probably the best way is there is a site called quickmeme or meme.com. That's QUICKMEME.com. And that you can type into the search box Ryan Gosling, and it'll bring up hundreds of pictures of Ryan Gosling. And then it'll let you put your own text.
Okay.
And that's probably that's how what other people have done. And then they emailed it to me and said, hey, if you like this, will you use it? So what I started on my blog, because now this is going to be a weekly feature on my blog.
Great. Hey, girl.
5,000 hits in a week on your blog. You realize, wow, people like to see this.
Yeah,
well,
they
clearly
do.
you've hit a vein.
Humor. They need humor.
Yeah.
And how many did you come up with yourself? How many of you come up with yourself?
Well, I've come up with all of them myself, except for the one that I did today.
Okay.
That I featured, because last week I said, okay, folks, be your ideas. Because obviously I'm coming from the autism sensory processing disorder side, but there is hundreds of types of special needs. Feeding tube issues, medically fragile issues. I don't know about those.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's remarkable. You're giving so many people an outlet. It's so fun. It's very healing.
Yes.
You want to read this?
Okay,
one?
Hey, girl, I saw the note from the teacher. They don't think Johnny needs another half-hour speech therapy per week? Yeah, we'll just see about that. And he's got his arms crossed. Looking like a hunk, ready to go in and kick butt.
Exactly. And I think what you've hit upon here, Sunday, is that, and what we were talking about before, is this idea of this really good-looking man who appreciates what we do and who is a full partner in this is just really exciting.
Yeah, because the Autism Warrior Mom is a well-known concept. There are many of us out there. The Autism Warrior Dad, well, not so much.
There are some.
And we're not dissing the dads.
Ones. There are some really good ones.
I know.
My favorite is Stuart Duncan, and he blogs at Autism Acceptance.
Oh, well, there we go.
Duncan.com. He's an awesome.
Okay. We'll have to talk.
We both are blessed with husbands.
We have husbands that, and I said to my husband when I showed him this, he goes, okay, so I don't look like Ryan Gosling, and I'm not that great. I said, honey, you know what? Compared to most dads out there, you get an A+. We're very lucky.
And we should acknowledge
but it's a lot. Sunday, I have to say, 2 children that are more severe on the spectrum. I have a child who's, fairly high functioning, and it's enough to do me in. I don't know. I have to say, your sense of humor is so admirable.
And we want everybody to visit your site, Extreme.
Let's go to one more. I gotta find one more funny one. Okay. There's so many.
There are so many to look at, and we're only looking at the one from the first day.
There's 3 now.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, this one I love.
He's taken off his shirt.
This one I relate to.
It's a picture of him without his shirt.
Gorgeous, no shirt.
And he says, hey, girl, if Johnny doesn't want to wear clothes because the tags affect his sensory issues, it's all good. In fact, I think clothes are totally overrated. Gotta love it. Sonny, we gotta go because we've got some other stuff that we gotta, but we so appreciate you being here, and we hope that we'll be able to check in with you from time to time.
Yeah, we want to have you back sometime. We're going to stay tuned into your blog, and you know what? From time to time, with your permission, we'd like to read it in the Let's Have Some Fun section because we got to have more fun in the autism world.
Yes, we could use the help. So thank you so much, Sunday.
Thank you.
Take care.